Alright, this is a little bit of a story, and it's a story about why I enjoy Foster's. So growing up in Boston, I was blessed to have a big brother by the name of Frankie Roughhouse Riley. Frankie Roughhouse Riley was one of the better basketball players in our town. And I was proud to play next to Frankie when we saddled up in the car and we drove over to the Dedham courts. What waited for us in the Dedham courts was Jim Calhoun. Yeah, Jim Calhoun was a successful college basketball coach. Yes, I know he's doing a lot of ESPN games. But back in those days, he was coaching Dedham High. He did a fabulous job at Dedham High. He put the young kids together early on. We'd crawl over there. We would drive over there. We would get over there. We'd make our way to the Dedham courts. The Dedham courts were primarily retained just for the kids from Dedham. We were the kids from the other side of the tracks. It was a mess. We'd crawl over there, get over there by any hook or means, and on Sundays, Jim Calhoun would put his best 6 or 7 up against the Hyde Park Jackals. Who did the Jackals include? Billy Creed, Eddie Creed, aka Hunky Creed, myself, I was Outhouse Riley, Roughhouse Riley, and then we had Ernie Schwartz as our center. He was about 5'10", about 300 pounds, and could jump to the moon. He played center for us. We were a ragtag bunch of basketball players, and we went up against those teams and we thumped them. After thumping them, it was always Frankie and Ernie getting into an old beat up car and driving to the Packy for a case of oil cans. We'd come back to the courts and we'd watch the JV games. Of course, we played in the varsity games. We'd watch the JV games afterwards and had a ball. That was the first reason I learned to love Foster's. Reason number 2 why I love Foster's. So if you can ever get a World War II vet to settle down and tell you some really cool stories about their time in the South Pacific, do it. My favorite story, obviously, is related to my dad. So my dad joined the Marine Corps July 1st, 1942. Got at Parris Island on July 4th, 1942. He arrived in the Solomon Islands somewhere around 9 months after that. And as he worked in the Solomon Islands for the Marine Corps, loading bullets onto planes, and they weren't jets, they were just planes. The only beer they could ever get their hands on was from Australia. That's right, Australia. Oil cans. True oil cans. No caps, no nothing. You had to put the boom in and then hit the can. The only way, since there was no refrigeration on the islands, the only way you could make that beer cold was to put it on the planes that went out on a mission. Then put it in with the bullets and hope that plane came back. Sometimes the planes came back, sometimes they didn't. But when they did, everybody was safe. You could enjoy an oil can. That's my story for why I enjoy Foster's. 2 times, Riley #tradition. Enjoy. Lock it up. Was it corny?
No.